or prevent any disease. And as of 15th November 2013, any new product may only be sold once it is that it has been registered. This is also knowing that the MCC may call up any single medicine at any time for registration if it deems fit. With respect to the compliance of good manufacturing practices, it is a target that we have set for the medium to long term. A number of manufacturers across the board for complementary medicine may not necessarily be able to meet the requirements of GMP up front. And so we have committed to a progressive realization of GMP over the medium to long term, where we're able to hold the hands of industry and provide guidance on what our requirements would be in order for them to be licensed producers. There's an acknowledgement that obviously GMP is structured according to the nature and the type of medicine that's going to be used, as contained within our Guide to Good Manufacturing Practices for Medicines in South Africa. So we have undertaken a process of preparation of industry, and we also look as part of the registration process that this is more or less self-regulatory, that they need to bump up the quality of their own medicines. And this is where, without a single registration having taken place, members of the public are already starting to benefit from better quality products that are produced in a better way. What challenges do we hold? Well, for all of complementary medicines, our dossiers need to be evaluated by various experts in the field. And particularly when we have a diverse range of traditional medicines, this may prove quite difficult. South Africa, however, has a significant standing of experts in homeopathy with a long history of regulation of the field, both professionally and with a significant level of education. A major challenge is this difference between low and high risk, and indicating to applicants the difference between the two, as applicants often want to go for high-risk claims without the clinical evidence to back it, but at the same time realizing that the selection of a truly low-risk or health maintenance claim is able to be achieved just with traditional evidence and having clinical evidence as an optional item. Compliance with labeling and registration is an ongoing challenge to survey the market, and so we need a significant level for pharmacovigilance as well about the outcomes of these particular medicines and whether any adverse effects are in place. From this pharmacovigilance strategy, the regulator also needs to be empowered to be able to withdraw particular medicines that may be causing any types of aggravations or adverse events. The validity of the field is critical to the strategy of registration of medicines, as obviously professionals need to play a significant role in the credibility of the clinical evidence which is provided, as well as the basis for traditional use in the first place. I'd like to thank the organizers for the opportunity of being able to present to you today, and I hope that we've provided you with enough information that you may be able to use South Africa as an interesting source, or one of the sources, to determine what it is that we're doing in the regulation of homeopathic products. Thank you for your time.
Thank you to Dr. Gower, and I think we realized that by video link, by presentation, we add the options not to meet only face-to-face, but to be very interactive in a dialogue, and this is also another way worthwhile to explore the future. So according to the program, now we have miscellaneous contributions, and so I was informed that we will have two other very short contributions, just a 1 or 2 minute statement. And the first one will be given by a colleague from Hungary, Mrs. Andrea Shekley. She's Director Principal of the Center for Homeopathic Education in Budapest, Hungary, will give us a short statement on the situation in Hungary.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, that's
yes.
better. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, friends and colleagues. Very nice to be here. Thank you, Dr. Manchanda, for the invitation. Hungary is a small country, and I would just like to give you a short overview of what's happening here with us from an educator's perspective. We have, as a country, we have a long history of homeopathy. We had contact with Hahnemann, and we were successfully involved in the 1831 cholera epidemic treatment, and after which we had real golden era of homeopathy in Hungary. Unfortunately, with communism coming in in the second half of the 20th century, homeopathy was totally prohibited, and even the university faculties of homeopathy were forced to close. So we have absolutely no homeopathy up to 1991, where the Hungarian Medical Homeopathic Association was formed and reinvigorated homeopathy in the country. Then Boiron entered the market, brought the medicines, and very recently the Center for Homeopathic Education was formed, which is a partnership with the Center for Homeopathic Education in London and New York. In terms of the current status, homeopathy is still in a childhood, very much child state, embryonic state, even though much has been achieved already. It is accepted among the non-conventional therapies, and the legislation defines homeopathic medicines as per the WHO definition. Only medical doctors are allowed to practice legally. They are in private practice or integrating homeopathy, mainly acute prescribing, in their clinical work. The most common medicines are generally available, the main polycrests and the main acute remedies, but there are a number of remedies that have to be imported from abroad. Just to give you a scale of who's practicing, there's about 300-400 doctors practicing in private practice, and another about 2,000 doctors who integrate acute prescribing, GPs, pediatricians in their state practices. The medicines are all imported. We have no manufacturing or magistral preparation capability. The key brands on the market are Boiron, Heal by Peitner, and the German DHU. The licensing and the marketing authorization is very much EU conform, so I don't need to talk a lot more about that. Medicines with clinical indications they require a full marketing authorization, and those without clinical indications, they have the simplified registration procedure. In terms of challenges, I think the challenges are not primarily associated with regulation. They are mainly associated with the low general acceptance of homeopathy. There are, according to market research data, there's about 20-21% of the population who are homeopathy believers. It is quite low. And even for them, homeopathy is an alternative solution, a complementary solution to allopathic treatment. There is a general skepticism towards homeopathy among the healthcare sector, among leading doctors, and even the Academy of Sciences. And there's a lot of disinformation that is being spread about this type of medicine, which blocks the integration into hospitals, and there's also, I believe, a very low number of practitioners at this stage to be able to integrate into hospitals. 17% of the country actually oppose homeopathy, so they actually go all the way to write posts on Facebook and write articles in leading media about this information about homeopathy. There are three to four different organizations working together to promote and improve the status of homeopathy, and that's also a challenge to bring them all together and up our game. There is generally a very poor health status of the citizens, even compared to other European countries. We have a high rate of heart and circulatory disease. Our doctors are overworked, the health system is really overstretched. So there is a challenge to introduce more doctors into homeopathy and improve the profession that way. However, there's also an opportunity because this actually presents for, a need for cheaper and more economical and therapies, and also the involvement of the private sector, because the state doesn't seem to be able to do it all. there is also an opportunity, there's a high demand for by graduates in other professions to retrain as homeopathic practitioners, and they would even go to university level to retrain. There is no legal framework at the moment. This is what I'm working on. In our college, we train doctors as well as people with degrees from other professions to become professional homeopaths, and working on the legal framework to include this in the country's health system. We have...
so may I ask you to come to an end?
Yes,
Just
yeah. My very last
Okay.
point is we successfully completed an MOU between India and Hungary in 2013, and we look forward to cooperation with India on this traditional medicine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this comprehensive overview on the situation in Hungary and also the opportunities and challenges. So the next perspective will be given from Dr. Ashraf Rehman from Bangladesh. He's Director General of the Drug Administration and will give us an insight in the perspective on homeopathy for Bangladesh.
I am Ashraf Hossain from DGDA. I'm Assistant Director from Drug Administration. Bangladesh achieved independence from Pakistan by the Liberation War in 1971. The 16th December 1971 is a red letter day in our national history. It was on this day we were to snatch our independence after a life and death liberation war for a long 9 months. Every year we observe this day in a colorful manner. Director General of Drug Administration under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is the National Regulatory Authority of Drugs and Medical Device. Director General is the head of NRA, National Regulatory Authority, and also the Licensing Authority of Drugs. DGDA enforces all prevalence drug laws, regulation, and policies. Regulates the production, distribution, sale, import, and export of pharmaceuticals and medical devices. Testing of drugs are required for evaluating pre-registration and post-registration, post-marketed drugs and medicine and quality. At present, there are 2 drug testing laboratories in the country. 6 functions of DGDA: licensing and marketing authorization, good manufacturing practice inspection, laboratory access, lot release, post-marketing surveillance, oversight clinical trial. Mission of DGDA: the safeguard the health of human and animal by ensuring safety, efficacy, and quality of medicine, alternative medicine, and medical device. The ensure availability, accessibility, and affordability of essential medicine and medical device. Bangladesh is a UN designated lower medical income country with a strong pharmaceutical manufacturing base due to the promulgation of National Drug Policy and Drug Control Ordinance 92. There has been tremendous breakthrough in pharmaceutical sector. An import-dependent country, Bangladesh gradually turned to a self-sufficient and export-oriented country for medicines. With the passage of time, Bangladesh has become a major global hub of high-quality generic medicine to affordable cost. The total number of pharmaceutical and alternative medicines are 853. There are about 853 companies are marketing more than 2,833 generic products with 38,473 branches in the country. The size of the pharmaceutical market of Bangladesh is estimated approximately 157.5 billion with an annual growth rate of 11.35. 98% of the country's need fulfill the domestic product. Import is only 2%. Export to 123 countries worldwide. Pharma sector. So we know about homeopathic. Bangladesh about 63 homeopathic manufacturing units and about 483 generic products which is registered. About homeopathy, there are 2 registration procedures. One for manufacturing unit product which is situated at Bangladesh. They need registration all of the products. And another is imported products. Who imports from foreign countries like India, Germany, Switzerland, etc. For manufacturing unit product, there is a established which is maintained WHO GMP herbal guidelines. The production required were same as allopathic products. There is our country for further import. There is also registration procedure, and there is a registration under drug control ordinance. At drug control ordinance, it is declared that all are medicines. At 1982, it is declared that all homeopathic, herbal, and allopathic all are medicines. So all of the medicine controlled by WHO guidelines. Previously, we export homeo medicines without registration, but now we implement without registration. Any homeopathic don't enter in our country, and we, if any company submit their dossier like marketing authorization certificate, SIP, annexure, all documents they submit, then they get registration from our country, and it is in about 1 year we implement this rule. Without registration, no homeopathic medicine enter in our country, because without registration it is harmful, I think. So thanks the organizer of Indian government, especially for Manchandra, to invite me. And the challenge is all of the raw materials like herbs is export from India, and there is no specification raw material, and there is no validation data from.
Take the mic to your mouth.
And there is no validated data to the raw material, so it is our challenge how the herbs goes through the country. Nowadays we face another problem, or if another problem, that is when we register the product, or maximum company don't give any marketing certificate, registration certificate. Maximum certificate they don't give, so it is a challenge to register the product. Thank you.
Thank you. So after this journey around the world, we are nearly in time, and for maybe some final few questions or comments and to wrap up, I would like to pass the floor to my co-chair, Dr. Kim Sung-chol from the Regional Office of the WHO.
Okay, thank you, Co-Chair. I think this is the, I think that's a very particular opportunity for me to so observe those that discussions, particularly in the area of homeopathic, because to be honest, I'm not in the part of the homeopathic expert. Somehow I'm looking at this whole systems of traditional medicine. So my view that is homeopathy is also part of the, according to the definition of WHO on the traditional medicine, is homeopathy is a part of the, that is part of the traditional medicines. Yesterday also some people also asking that whether WHO is recognized this homeopathy is a part. So, but I think but I think in my view this is the depends on the country country situation, because how you recognize that traditional medicine that particular systems in within your health system. So that is my view. And then I saw that is a number of people share their different this level of the and degree of the regulations on homeopathy, because it's so diversity. So I think this is a very good opportunity to actually to all different countries to share their best practice and the common challenges, and to work together how to improve that particular systems of this homeopathy in a robust way. So in my view that if as a part of healthcare system, we look at this, how we can integrate our traditional medicine into our health system from the health system perspective. So if we look at this health system, we can think about that national policies and regulation, then how to ensure that the financial mechanism and service delivery, and how to ensure that human resource development and monitoring and evaluation, etc. So So that regulation is a part of that, one of the key element in the health system. So that's why that the global WHO traditional medicine strategy is to really, one of the goal of the strategy is to how to promote that safe and effective use of traditional medicines. And safety is always a top, priority that work of WHO. So that one is I'd like to emphasize here. Today, as a number of presenters is share there, that because is all different country is Europe and Latin America and Asian country, all different. They share that the different level of the regulatory status of the homeopathy is I realize that is a diversity. But I think that from that sense, I'm really thanks that Dr. Machanda to organizing this excellent opportunity, really that that make forum to all this sharing, all this experience, and those things. So I really particularly thanks to Dr. Machanda. I really looking forward that in future all this kind of that discussion can and contribute for the development of these homeopathic medicines. Thank you.
We thank the chair and the resource persons for this beautiful discussion. Yeah, there's an announcement, and meanwhile we'll prepare for the next session in another 2 minutes.
From the organizers' side, we had some group photographs yesterday. So these are available outside on the counter. Since there were different groups, you identify yourself in which photographs you are there, and you can take that one sheet with you. So this is complimentary, and this is available at the registration counter outside. Thank you.
Are we going to have some question answer session in this? Okay.
We have sufficient quantity of these photographs, so you can always take a tea break or at lunchtime.